in this video, I'm going to show you how to add a new product to your product account. So you'll go into your product account and then you'll select add new beer, which will take you onto this screen where it will be blank. I've filled it in already, but we'll just go through all the sections. So first of all, you're going to put the name of the beer you want to submit. Now, as it says below, only the name of the beer should be in here because this information gets merged later. So no brewery name, no ABV, just the beer name. You're then going to want to confirm that the information that you've entered is correct for this tender. That allows us to know that it has been updated. In the next box, you're going to put the name of your brewery. It's important this is exactly the same on every product, as this helps the way that the beers are searched by the pubs. So if you've put, for example, here, Crafted Conservation, you then cannot put Crafted Conservation Limited on another product. It must be exactly the same. AWRS is obviously very straightforward. Which accreditation do you have? Again, very straightforward. You'll then just need to ensure you upload your most up-to-date and in-date certificate, and it must be a JPEG or PNG only. If you've undertaken the beer company Deep Fathom audit, you don't need to update and upload a modern day slavery policy because this will already be in place from when you completed your audit. If you've completed a different audit, i.e. SALSA, you will need to update and upload your modern day slavery policy. As we move down the page, enter your ABV. Then we come on to ingredients. Now it's very important these are done correctly and as per labelling legislation, which is in descending order, so biggest ingredient first. So in this case, water, barley, wheat, oats, hop, yeast. We're not asking for a recipe, just a basic ingredients list. Next is units per pint, followed by beer style, beer colour, beer type, container size, and container type. So obviously keg, stainless steel. We don't accept one-way plastics in the Stonegate group, so it would need to be stainless steel. And obviously you enter your coupler type there as well. On here we enter and upload our product label, which again must be done in JPEG or PNG. What I would suggest doing is writing down the allergens that are in your product because these are very important throughout this process. So on here, it will have the allergens, firstly, that we've listed in the ingredients list. So barley, wheat, and oats. And these will also be asked for later in the process. So on your product label, it must have the allergen ingredient that is written in your ingredients list higher up on the page. And when you write your allergens on your product label, it can be done in one of only two ways. It should be either stated as an ingredients list on your product label or have the title contains and then the specific ingredient, i.e. in this case, wheat, barley, oats. Nothing else is permitted when it comes to submitting allergens. If you have any queries, please speak to your auditing supplier. Next, we look at delivery method, which should be your own vehicle. Availability, for this, it should be permanent all the time. If it's seasonal, it will not be accepted. Then, just put a random price in here. So obviously you put your pricing in and then your tasting note. That's the short version, and then your full tasting note will go in afterwards. I've just put a holding image in here as I just want to show how imagery needs to be done now. Every image needs to be 600 by 600 pixels. Otherwise, Stonegate Group will not look at adding it to their system. And if you update your artwork, they also won't update that as well. So every image now must be 600 by 600. So for this, we're going to upload a correct image. And I'm going to show you what happens if you do it incorrectly. So we're going to go to Add Image. And then we're going to upload a file. We're going to select a file. And these ones I've put in earlier. So here we have got an image which is the correct size, which is 600 by 600 pixels. So that one will be allowed to be uploaded. Just going to show what happens if we do one that isn't 600 by 600. You'll see here it says that the image is too large and it won't accept it, so it's deleted it straight out. Here's the image we uploaded earlier, which, as you can see, is 600 by 600 pixels, which is absolutely fine. So I can select that now, and that is now uploaded. And it also means that Stonegate can put it straight on their system. And it means that any updates that we do, if we change the artwork, as long as it's in 600 by 600, they will update it straight onto their system. Moving on to postcodes, also really important. This is for the managed sites. If, for example, you have multiple products, it's really important to get your postcodes accurate because, again, it's how pubs search what they can have. So if you've got a number of products, but you haven't got your postcodes correct on each one, i.e. you're missing, for example, B off one product where it shows on another product, that product will be rejected. So it's really important that you check all of your postcodes to make sure they are accurate. I would probably advise writing them down and then just doing a checklist through to make sure that you've ticked every single one correctly that you can deliver to. We spoke about allergens being really important earlier, and this is the final part of the product account when you add your product where the allergens are taken into consideration. So first of all, is your product gluten-free? If it is, that's fine. Tick yes, and then you'll be able to upload your gluten-free certificate. Now, even if your product is gluten-free, you must still select the gluten source. So in this example, the product I'm adding is not gluten-free, which obviously I've selected. However, if it was gluten-free, I would still need to select gluten from wheat, gluten from barley, and gluten from oats. And obviously, just go through and select any allergen that is pertinent to your beer. Once you've done that, straight to the top, and if you're doing it for the first time, it will be an option to say publish. So make sure you hit publish. Anything that's sat in draft will not be seen by ourselves and just won't be considered for the tender. When you're happy that you've done everything, hit update. If there are any warnings, then obviously just check what you've done incorrectly. If everything is correct, what we advise is to go entirely out of the product and then log back in and double check everything just to make sure you're happy with it.